let's go ahead and move on into this next one, which has been officially dubbed Alex's War. Because he was the one that found it. He's the one that why we're talking about it. So it's official, Alex. This is your war. How do you feel about having a war now?
Can you really call it my war though? Because I'm not like mad at it or anything.
I mean, if anything, this is more.
But you're the only one that's ever brought it up.
It's true. I am the one who's brought up all the Quibi stories because it's fun to watch Quibi.
Yes.
Maybe I don't like Jeffrey Katzenberg that much. Okay, we can call it my war.
Yeah, there you go. Romney, you were going to say something, and then we'll get into this.
Well, I mean, in terms of I was going to make a point where it would be more like a skirmish, but no, you got a good point. This is very much Alex's war.
Yeah, because we couldn't even say that you were mad about the interview. You were just the one who was suggesting it.
Well, it's because it was just so surreal that it was even of what was going on. Where I'm just like, is World War III literally going to be started by Seth Rogen and James Franco? That should be a movie in and of itself, where they accidentally start World War III and have to somehow fix it.
Yeah, Joe Rogan would only start a war if the igniting incident was at Spotify. Oh, snap.
Yeah.
So, Quibi's dead. Alex, do you want to get into this?
Well, Quibi's had a very short lifespan, so...
Ding dong, the Quibi's dead, the Quibi's dead, the Quibi's dead.
MoviePass lasted longer than Quibi, officially. I think MoviePass went on at least a few years.
We've now hit full circle. So I showed the comparison between the Stadia and the Ouya, and now you have compared this to MoviePass. All right.
Yeah, so guys, MoviePass is in fact no more, but Quibi is no more after its really short, not even a year-long run here. When did it launch? I even forgot.
It launched at the start of this year, so it didn't even last the full year.
Yeah, like maybe 6 months, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
April
pretty much.
6th. So.
Yeah,
so
6 months.
6 months, yeah. So Quibi's dead after 6 months after.
Do you want to explain really quick what the idea of Quibi was, just in case nobody knows what it is?
Okay, so if you haven't seen our other shows or you just really haven't followed this whole thing, so Quibi was an app pitched by Jeffrey Katzenberg, formerly of Disney, formerly of DreamWorks, among a few others, and the whole idea was it was an app that would have short form content on it. So you'd get shows, but they'd be like short mini-sodes, basically.
Yeah, because I guess the premise of this was that Quibi was supposed to be like short for quick bites or something like that.
Yeah, quick bites.
Yeah.
So, of course, nobody told Katzenberg that TikTok and YouTube are things. So here we are 6 months later and $1.75 billion later, and Quibi's dead.
Yep. What's even better about this, I don't know if you ever caught this part, but I think it was Katzenberg that openly admitted this. So one of the premises of Quibi was that it was going to take like the quote best moments of an episode of things like Stranger Things and put them in so that you could have them while you were doing your lunch break. But there's actually an interview out there, I tried to find it for tonight's podcast, where Katzenberg actually openly admitted he hadn't talked to any of the other companies about taking their shit apart and just only showing the good stuff, all right? So we're talking, he never talked to NBC about any of their shows. He never talked about any of that. No, he was just going to do it. Because he could do that, right?
Yeah.
Not if you want to use it.
So, yeah, and I mean, Quibi was really trying to gun hard for getting viewers. I mean, it launched at essentially the most opportune time, even though at first they did try to blame its poor reception on the pandemic, but...
Yeah, but the pandemic would have helped it.
Yeah.
Well, sort of. If the pandemic didn't happen, it probably would have had more of a chance because people would have been working
this is true,
more inclined to consume short-form content, whereas now that everybody was stuck at home and there was no way to watch it on a TV...
Now they were just watching the whole episode.
Yeah.
So this actually, if the pandemic hadn't happened, it might have hit.
Yeah,
I argue it wouldn't have. Because I looked at the premise of that and I went, but that's only going to make me want to watch the whole episode.
Yeah, like, it wouldn't have like, stayed. It would have just lasted, maybe at least a little longer.
Yeah.
But not by much.
So, despite paying out a ton of money to get people like Anna Kendrick on board and getting Reno 911, which could have been the saving grace, but still
Could have
wasn't
been.
enough.
Didn't they have an
Still wasn't enough.
exclusivity thing with Reno 911?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They had a whole bunch of like exclusive shows they tried pitching, some that were comedies, some that were drama, but they just never had anything that was enough of a draw that anybody wanted to watch.
I even heard that Quibi tried to get Animaniacs away from Hulu, and tried to do like little short episodes based off of like the Warners or whatever, and that fell through. So like, okay,
I believe it.
yeah,
Could be possible. Katzenberg. But another big problem with Quibi at the start was all you could do was watch it on your phone. You couldn't watch it on, Roku or
That's right,
Amazon
yeah.
TV or anything. So you were bound to your phone. So there you go. And again, once the pandemic hit and everybody's stuck at home anyway, well, might as well save your data and just watch stuff on TV.
pretty much, because I don't think that they'd even figured out if it would affect your data. And I don't know about you, Romney or Alex, but I would have had this problem. Like, if it's only on the phone, you go into the break room, there's going to be that one person who's pissed off that everybody's on their phone, and they immediately go up and start talking to you. And if you aren't paying attention to them, then you're in trouble, and you don't know why. And so at that point, I'd almost say, I'm not willing to do that, because I'm going to get in trouble at work. And it's probably going to be more of a headache than I want to deal with.
I mean, as someone who used to work in an office building, I get it, but I'm also the kind of person that I don't give a crap if they try to talk to me and get offended if I'm not paying attention to them, because it's a case of, hey, you saw that I was watching something on my phone, clearly not paying attention. It's your own damn fault for, trying to start a conversation with someone who doesn't want to start a conversation.
Jiminy Christmas. So, but yeah, this is officially dead. Are we going to say that we are going to miss it?
I mean, none of us even had it, so honestly, looking at it,
Would
like
any of us have even tested it?
I was tempted to, but that's because T-Mobile was offering a membership trial.
Oh yeah.
But I literally looked at the lineup, and I'm just like, there is literally nothing here that I care enough about to watch. Like, nothing at all. I mean, if they had secured the Animaniacs deal, that may have been something that could have turned the tide over, but a lot of it was just the usual trashy sitcom stuff that I don't like, and so I would just be wasting my money. And even the drama stuff they had, they literally tried doing a reboot of The Fugitive on Quibi.
Yeah.
I look at this and I'm just like, why?
Mm-hmm. And the other thing that I would be worried that would happen, because this happens with me, like, what they consider to be a good moment in the show might not necessarily be what I consider a good moment of the show. Like, for the best example that I can give here is, my brother got me into Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And so I've been watching episodes of that every now and again. And in my opinion, the opening segment is always really, like, either pretty good or really good, compared to the rest of the episode. But there are definitely ones where it's just like, oh, that didn't hit that hard, but I still find it funny. And so at that point, if I'm looking for a specific episode and they're gonna be like, oh, we got something like 20 minutes in the episode, you didn't get the opening segment, really? Because they're all pretty damn good. And I'd just be pissed because they wouldn't have what I want.
Well, that and the other key thing is that what counts as a quote-unquote good moment can vary from person to person, because a moment in a TV show, for the sake of example, say you were watching something like, something like Dark Shadows or some sort of soap opera, the moments that would be the hard-hitting good moments, well, you need kind of that whole episode of build-up in order to get to that point where you're actually emotionally invested. Better example would be something like one of the superhero shows, like The Flash or something, where, there may be some really cool moments, but you need that whole episode
build-up to get there, to get invested.
Yeah, because if you try to upload, like, oh, here's this cool fight scene from this episode, I'm just like, okay, I don't understand the context. Yeah, it looks flashy, but I don't understand what led to this and why I should care. It's, to kind of echo what George Lucas famously said, like, a special effect is only a tool to tell a story. A special effect without a story is a very boring thing.
Yeah, pretty much.